Hey guys, so if you've even breathed at me this week, I think you probably know what this video is gonna be about. It's about GTA 5! No, but I'm just kidding. Seriously though, it's about Daredevil. Before we start, I just want to say that I've already recorded this video 2 other times. And the first time I recorded it on my phone and it ran out of memory halfway through, so like the video got cut. And like the second time, I forgot to record audio, so I have to do it all over again. This is the 3rd time in about half an hour that I've done it. So I really hope this makes the final cut in the end. Okay, let's start. So Daredevil came out on Netflix this past Friday, and there were 13 episodes, and I watched it in about 26 hours, so that's about an average of like 2 hours for one episode, which is pretty good if I say so myself. So I finished watching it, and I really liked it. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm looking at it now, okay. I think I might be in love with Matt Murdock. So, one issue that I've always had in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that fight scenes always look too clean. It's like Iron Man comes in, he flicks his finger, and then like everyone around him goes down. Or Thor lifts his hammer and everybody around him goes down. Or Captain America punches somebody in the jaw and then they go down in like one hit. So that's not how fights work in real life, right? I mean, like, I think they make it painfully obvious that Matt Murdock is basically just a guy, and like fight scenes are so much more realistic in Daredevil. Like, there's this really good example, the final scene of episode 2. It's basically, I'm not gonna spoil anything, like, content-wise, so, but, like, the shot is, like, one hallway, and, like, the hallway scene, it's just one shot, like, it's one take, and, like, there are 2 rooms on the side, and basically, like, he comes in, and that fight goes on forever, because, like, it's a real fight. Like, people don't just go down in one hit. Like, he can be fighting someone, and like, he punches them out, and he goes on to fight the second person, and the first person will get back up, like, he'll crawl slowly back up and come at him again. He, like, basically takes as many punches as he gives, and he reacts realistically to those punches, because, like, he actually, like, falls down, he actually gets injured, and, like, we actually see the repercussions of those, like, injuries, like, later in the series. And that is awesome. That's realistic, and, like, the fight scenes are, like, way more complex than they usually are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And, like, he was fighting about 10 guys in that scene, and they fight realistically. They don't, like, stand in a circle and go, like, okay, you go first, you go second, you go third. Like, they're all coming at him at the same time, and, like, those fight scenes are incredible to watch. Like, there's a small little detail that I really liked in, like, the final episode. Basically, Matt takes this, like, stick, and, like, he throws it at, like, these 2 guys, and it kind of hits him in the head, like, you know, typical, like, superhero movie style. But, like, usually in a superhero movie, you'd expect them to, like, be hit in the head, and then they fall down. But, like, he hits them in the head, and, like, blood splatters out from the impact, and then they fall down. Like, that's a detail. I was like, I did not expect that. Like, that would happen in a real life scenario. So, other than how much I love the fight scenes in Daredevil, I would say that Daredevil has probably one of the best villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far, even better than Loki. So, I would say that Loki was so far probably the best villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because of his, like, development and how much, like, of his character was, like, revealed to us. Like, we understand his motivations and things like that. So you take the character development for Loki, multiply it by about 100, and you get Wilson Fisk, the main villain of Daredevil. And about halfway through the show, I was still like, I don't understand this guy. Like, I kind of see where he's coming from, and I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, I don't. Like, he is a very complex character with so many different things, like building up to who he is as a person and who he is as a villain and why he does the things he does. Like, Wilson Fisk is an incredible character, incredibly written. I know some people have said that they understand Wilson Fisk even more than they understand Matt Murdock, as a matter of fact. Like, that is an incredibly well-written villain. So, that was amazing. And I've been comparing it a lot with my friends to, like, kind of like an Arrow/Batman thing with, like, Hannibal in it. So, you know, like, so let me explain. So, I would say Arrow and Batman because, like, it's very much, like, on a city scale. Like, a lot of the Marvel properties today, they're all, like, on a global scale. Like, the Avengers are trying to save the world. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're, like, going around the world and, like, saving people. And, like, and all the other superheroes, like, the world is at stake, or the galaxy is at stake. So, you gotta do something to save the galaxy. But Matt Murdock is just a guy. He's trying to save his city. And that's very much, like, in the vein of, like, Batman with Gotham and, like, Green Arrow with, like, Starling City. It's kind of just, like, Matt Murdock just wants to save Hell's Kitchen. And what's really cool is that Hell's Kitchen is like the city in New York, and we all know the battle at the end of the Avengers took place in New York, and they constantly make references to how like that battle in the Avengers destroyed buildings, destroyed institutions, and how they have to rebuild, they have to re-gentrify, and like so many problems have arisen in the city's crimes, gangs, just because of all these like issues that have been caused by the Avengers' destruction of the city. That's like the fallout from the Avengers that we never got, because none of the other movies address this. It's like the Avengers are like, well done, we saved the day, we destroyed New York in the process, but we saved the day. Whereas like Daredevil is like, these are the problems in the city caused by superheroes, and what are we gonna do about them? At one point, I know, one of the villains said, every time a superhero punches through one of these windows, our profit margins go up by 3%. Like, that was interesting, because, like, these are the people who are taking advantage of the fact that the city is in ruins, and they're trying to gentrify the city in the way that they want. Obviously, it doesn't benefit the people in the city, but benefits, like, their huge, like, crime rings and, like, gangs and, like, things like that. And, like, these are the issues that are being tackled in Daredevil, not just, like, there's, like, an evil monster who wants to destroy the whole Earth, and we gotta stop him. But rather, there are people who are trying to take advantage of the situation and are trying to, like, build their own empire from the ruins of a fallen city. That is really cool. And that's really smart. And that is exactly what Wilson Fisk is trying to do, which I think is a really cool thing to explore in a Marvel movie. And, like, it's very much like on the scale of my city. Every time anybody in Daredevil says, this is my city, or something along those lines, take a shot. Die of alcohol poisoning. What you say? Yeah. And I also say it's kind of like Hannibal because of, like, probably it's gore. Like, there is this one scene at the end of episode 4. If you watch the episode, you probably know what I'm talking about because it's impossible to forget that scene. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't say it's like Hannibal season 2 levels. Like, Hannibal season 2 was like, I'm gonna throw up now. Bye. But, like, this scene was like, it was getting there. It was like, oh my goodness. But it's a really real reminder of how, like, this is, like, the cost of being a superhero. It's not all, like, I can just fight back, guys, and, like, I slap them around, and, like, they go down, and, like, it's that easy. Like, the threat is real here. Like, the violence in the world is real, and, like, the threat to Matt Murdock and the threat to anybody he cares about is so real. Like, everything is so visceral, so brutal. Daredevil is an incredible show. I really, really like it. And I think, like, it sets the stage for a lot more really good Marvel, like, movies. I know Marvel is largely, like, PG-13, and, like, on Netflix, they're actually, like, PG-16 instead. So that's, like, so that opens up a lot more, like, areas to explore, like, a lot more mature things. And, like, things that aren't just, like, black and white villains, like, we just gotta stop the villain, but rather, like, things that could actually happen in the real world, like gentrification and things like that. So, one thing that I read on Tumblr that I really liked, and I think I showed Onion, it was like this person who said, I can't believe Daredevil is a multilingual, multi-ethnic show about a blind Catholic ninja who's also a lawyer fighting against gentrification. Blind Catholic ninja Matt Murdock. Yeah. So I've ranted about Daredevil for long enough. I think, okay, maybe at this point we can take the 2003 movie and, like, put it behind us, and the healing can begin, because now we have an actually good Daredevil adaptation. I'm sorry, Ben, I tried to, like, I actually went back and tried to watch the movie, because, like, I was trying to get hyped for, like, the Daredevil, like, Netflix series. Sorry. Let's put that behind us, and watch You and Batman instead. Yeah. Okay. That's about it. Bye.